Welcome back, guys, to the channel. It's your boy, World of Wrestling, here today to discuss one last thing, and that's the WWE Elimination Chamber 2025 preview and prediction video. Let's start out right out of the gate discussing about the Rock and Cody Rhodes segment that's going to take place on the show. Will The Rock go ahead and convince Cody Rhodes to sell his soul to The Rock and be his champion? I believe the answer would be no, which is easy to say at this point. Now, let's go over the entire WWE card and also discuss the odds on this as well. So our current odds right now, starting with Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton are a minus 2,500. So you got to bet at least $250 just to win $10 back. That's crazy. And the maximum you can win on these offshore accounts or sports books like MyBookie, Bet Online, which have these types of bets where you're not going to find that anywhere else, is right here with MyBookie, Bet Online. It's offshore sports books. Now, my attitude about this match, easy pick. Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus going to win this tag team match. You're not going to have Tiffany Stratton lose in her first in a match going into WrestleMania facing Charlotte Flair. That's just a very weak and dumb thing to do. One of the hardest matches, though, to actually predict, I don't know who's going to win this, whether it's Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn in an unsanctioned match. Either one is a good pick to take. Kevin Owens is a minus 200. Maximum you can win with him is $25 like usual. Any favorite, you can win maximum $25. So the maximum amount that we could put in for Kevin Owens on a minus 200 would be $50 to win $25 back. That's not too bad at all, in my personal opinion. And Sami Zayn, maximum you can put down for him is $25, and he's a plus 150. Now, if you take $25 to a 150, 25 times 1.2 or 1.5, you're going to win back $37.50 only betting on $25. So you're going to get that, the 25 plus the $37.50 together, which gives you $62.50 total is what you'd win back with that plus what you put in. That's not bad. I honestly like the I honestly think that Sami Zayn could possibly be the guy that wins his match. I'm not sure about that. Really, I'm not. I'm not 100% positive about who should win this match. Me personally, I wouldn't bet this match at all if it was me. I'm not even betting this match. I took one match, and that's the Men's Elimination Chamber. I selected him when he was a plus 150. So I put $25 on him. And I should have waited, actually, on this, but I thought his odds would go up and kind of be, like, evenly matched with John Cena. Currently, he's right now a plus 250, and John Cena is a minus 1,300. Why John Cena is a minus 1,300 in this type of match is beyond me. I do not see him as a guaranteed lock to actually win this match. His odds should be a lot lower than that. it was at minus 200, and then it just skyrocketed to 2000, to minus 2000. That is just fucking crazy. And now it's just dropped about minus 700. So to 1300, from 2000, a minus 2000 to a minus 1300. That's just crazy. Even a minus 1300 is still too high in my mind. I think it's way too wide for that. I disagree with the odds there, but it is what it is. I'm taking CM Punk to win the Elimination Chamber because I believe CM Punk is going to do a reenactment of WrestleMania 17 with Cody Rhodes. So basically, Punk will be Stone Cold Steve Austin, Cody will be The Rock from WrestleMania 17, and The Rock will be Vince McMahon from WrestleMania 17. And I think it works out great. How does CM Punk win the match? Real simple. Logan Paul ends up defeating John Cena. He ends up eliminating him. John Cena is pissed. He eliminates fucking Logan Paul by giving him the attitude adjustment and costing him the match. And CM Punk pins Logan Paul. And then Seth Rollins goes ahead and gets screwed by Roman Reigns with the help, or the favor asked in by Paul Heyman to have Roman Reigns interfere in the match if the last two is him and Seth Rollins. So if he was to do this, he ends up getting a title shot if he ends up winning the belt. And he already has issues with Seth Rollins since he attacked him. So by all means, it all goes hand in hand with each other, granting CM Punk the opportunity to get Roman Reigns to agree to the idea, even though it benefits CM Punk partially. It also gives Roman a little bit of a boost for Seth Rollins to want to face him at WrestleMania so he can exact his revenge, what he did to him at the Royal Rumble. And there you go. That's what I would book for that. Then you got CM Punk turning on Cody, becoming the biggest villain on the planet, joining with The Rock, and you have Paul Heyman join the fray of this whole situation, and they were all in cahoots the whole time, and Roman is basically cut out of the mix, and it's all over for Roman Reigns. There is no more tribal, there's no more bloodline or any of that shit anymore. The new focal point of WWE, or at least on SmackDown, would be CM Punk and his relationship with The Rock, with Paul Heyman being his manager. And that is what I would do. This leads to Roman Reigns wanting to chase for CM Punk the world title match. He's not given the world title match. He was lied to. He got fucked over. He doesn't face Roman Reigns at all. And then Roman makes a determined decision. He makes an actual comment that he is going to go through everything he needs to do to get that shot for that title and face him for the WWE Championship. Unfortunately, Roman has to go through the entire year trying to chase it, can't get near it, whatever. And then Roman finally gets to face CM Punk at WrestleMania, but he has to go through The Rock first. So he faces The Rock, beats him on night one next year, and then faces CM Punk, and we get those two for WrestleMania next year, and Roman Reigns takes the title from CM Punk at WrestleMania 42. I think that's a great story. They take Cody out of the title mix, give him something else to do, have him build some rivals, have him face CM Punk in a rematch at the Royal Rumble if you want. I wouldn't have CM Punk lose to Cody Rhodes personally. I think that would be stupid. and just go from there. That's what I'd do, straight up. And that's the way I would go with this whole thing. John Cena comes short to CM Punk. I would not have John Cena win his last WWE championship. I wouldn't. I would not have him do that. I'd have him retired. I'd have him go on a big winning streak without the championship and then face CM Punk and come short to CM Punk. That's the way I'd do it. I wouldn't have anyone surpass, technically, hold on, yeah, John Cena's only won 16, he's trying to win number 17, so yeah, he's still tied, but yeah, I wouldn't surpass Ric Flair. I'm sorry, I wouldn't have him surpass Ric Flair. The women's WWE Elimination Chamber match to face Rhea Ripley for the world title. We got Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Roxanne Perez, and Bayley, who's actually the lowest tier out of the bunch to actually win. Her odds are a plus 2,500. If I was to pick her to win this match and bet $25 on her, I'd walk away with $625 total. That's some fucking crazy ass number. You normally ain't gonna see that kind of shit. Roxanne Perez, I mean, she is a plus 1,600, but if you really think about it, you go ahead and you were to bet her $25, that's $400 you'd win back. Now think about this. We've seen already a surprise winner in the Men's Royal Rumble. We got an obvious winner in the Women's Royal Rumble. Who's to say they flip this around, have a surprise winner from the Women's Elimination Chamber, and have a predictable winner from the Men's Elimination Chamber? I still think Roxanne Perez is a possible winner of this match. You guys might think I'm fucking crazy. I don't believe not one fucking person is even saying Roxanne Perez is winning this match. But I just have a weird feeling that Roxanne Perez is going to win. And I will tell you guys why. Don't get me wrong, Bianca Belair is a high probability of winning. She's also the highest one right now. She's a minus 450. So, you think about this. Roxanne Perez, her first match ever in WWE's main roster on the Royal Rumble match ends up lasting for at least over an hour. Actually, the longest record in Women's Royal Rumble history. She lasted the longest out of any woman in history in one Royal Rumble. Really? We're not then then she gets a qualifying match because of what she did, and she wins. She fucking won her match against Raquel Rodriguez. Some people would say, well, that's not very predictable. Everybody knew that was coming. Really? You couldn't see Raquel Rodriguez helping Liv Morgan trying to win a championship? Like we've never seen that occur in an Elimination Chamber match before? I can take you back from the early beginnings where you had Randy Orton and Batista, both of them in the Elimination Chamber match on separate occasions, helping Triple H throughout the match try to capture the World Heavyweight Championship. Never heard of that. I believe there was a time when The Miz and R-Truth were tag team partners as heels, and they were put in the Elimination Chamber, and they were trying to work together to win to make it where they're the last two to compete for the title. Like, these things can't actually happen? Like, Raquel Rodriguez couldn't have actually got put in the Elimination Chamber match? Come on. Roxanne Perez, I'm going on a limb to say she's going to win. Now, I might actually lose this match picking her, and I wouldn't be surprised by that. It wouldn't blow my mind by any means, but I honestly think we're going out on a limb, and I think we're going to get a Roxanne Perez versus Rhea Ripley match, possibly Io Sky added to the mix, and that's where we're going with this. And I think we're going to add Io Sky into the match so that Roxanne Perez can't be pinned. That would be a great way to put her in a world title match without actually having her eat a pinfall. Still lose the match regardless, and Rhea Ripley pins Io Sky in that match. Then Roxanne Perez goes back on the waist side. She works her way back up within this year and gets another title shot against Rhea Ripley, and she ends up beating her for the championship. That's where I go with this. Roxanne Perez is an excellent performer, and I honestly think she belongs in the main event scene. She has done some amazing work in NXT, and she held the title for a very long time. There is a reason behind all of this, folks. They are putting a fucking jetpack to her back, and she's flying high, baby. I'm telling you, this woman could possibly be an upset and win the whole fucking thing. Bianca Belair has other stories she could be in. She doesn't need to win the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Liv Morgan does not need to win the match either, and I will tell you why. Liv Morgan has done enough with Rhea Ripley throughout the entire fall and winter of 2024. We don't need to see any more of this. It's over and done with. It's finished. I wouldn't do any more with this. Let me think here. Bayley, I don't know what to do with Bayley. I mean, people have said, why not book Bayley and Roxanne Perez in a match? I'd be okay with that 100%. It makes sense, too, and all that. But I still say Roxanne Perez could win the match. Where I would agree with the idea of Bianca Belair winning the match if she wasn't involved in a Jade Cargill storyline. And unfortunately she is. So how are we going to actually book something like this? If Bianca Belair turns heel and she's the one who attacked Jade Cargill and she's play acting everyone thinking that someone attacked her when clearly it was her all along, which it possibly could be, or it could be Naomi, one of the two, I could get behind the idea if she wasn't involved in the storyline with Jade Cargill. I could understand if that was the case. You have Bianca Belair win the match. She's the clear-cut performer that you would want to go with and name going up against Rhea Ripley at a WrestleMania event. So I get the idea and it makes sense. My only concern is how does that play into the Jade Cargill storyline? That's where I'm getting kind of like not 100% behind Bianca Belair in this situation. So that's where I would kind of like question things on whether or not she wins. But overall, excluding the Jade Cargill story, I would say yes, Bianca Belair should win the match. So it's either Roxanne Perez or Bianca Belair in my opinion. But you include the Bayley situation, that factor, what happens with her? What is she going to do at WrestleMania? She's a big name that should be placed on the card and everything else for WrestleMania. So you got to think maybe I'm wrong about this. But hell, if you're going to drop $25 and win $400 back, I don't see any harm in it. If you can afford to lose $25, I'd throw it down. I was thinking about it, but I was like, I think I might be a little unrealistic with myself, and I'm trying to build my my account up with the sports book, so I'm not trying to lose any money that's unnecessary. Personally, out of what I've won so far, I've been doing fantastic between UFC, boxing, and the wrestling as well. I've profited off of wrestling about $16 total, which isn't great, but I haven't put a whole lot of bets in on wrestling because there's not a whole lot to bet on. They only allow you to bet on the major events like pay-per-views and stuff like that. We got AEW coming up on March 9th. That's going to be good. So there'll be room for bets on that. There'll be multiple matches. I'm sure the odds will be more reasonable to bet on for us to be able to win some money on it. So I'm going to take a look at AEW Revolution. Usually they release the odds on the offshore sports books generally a few days before the event actually takes place. So I'd say about 5 to 6 days after the event takes place, or before the event takes place, and you generally will see the odds immediately. Once you know what they are, the best thing to do is lock them in before they go up, because people are going to go crazy over it. And the odds, based on the way the storylines are going, you have a high chance of possibly losing out on good odds, and they're just going to raise the odds even more. So any matches you think are going to be a lock, I recommend taking right then and there. And I could go over those odds once they come available. I think I'm going to do that to make life easier for you guys, so you can take initiative and be able to lock in those bets instantaneously once those odds are released. So I will definitely go ahead and give you guys that information. Or at least those picks. Going back to the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn match, I don't know who's going to win that match. Any one of them could win. Like I said before, I wouldn't bet this at all, even though the odds are good on either side. I'd say, I'm going to say Kevin Owens, more than likely, I think is going to win the match. I don't think it's going to be Sami Zayn. I think Randy Orton's going to come in after the match is over, possibly. If he comes during, then Sami Zayn's got to win the match. Personally, that's what I think. But that's pretty much all there is to it at this point in time, guys. So you know what to do. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Thank you guys very much for watching. And have a great night, guys. Bye.